Okay, it's gone.
Okay. Go ahead, Tim.
Alright, I'm Tim.
I'm Anna.
I'm Marley.
I'm Dean.
I'm Eric.
And we're going to get started on our presentation.
Okay. We decided to do Starbucks for our project. We chose Starbucks because it's probably one of the most busiest spots on campus for studying. People go there to get drinks in between classes, and a lot of people just go there to hang out and meet friends. We did the Starbucks on 5th, right underneath Amos Hall. And the biggest problem we noticed was just the line being really long, and it's an inconvenience for a lot of people who are just trying to get coffee really quick on the go. There's two ways you can order at Starbucks. You can do mobile ordering, so you can download the app, just order on your phone, and then you still have a wait time in between before you can get there and actually receive your drink. And then the in-store ordering, where you can go and just wait in line and then order it there and then have to wait there for your drink. And then here below is just showing the mobile ordering. And basically the problem that we wanted to uncover is just why is their production process causing all of these inefficiencies as making the line longer.
So after we defined our problem, we developed a plan, which included doing observations such as time study, motion analysis, MOST analysis, work sampling, process maps, and flow process charts. So once we divided that up into those 6 main groups, we devised a plan for each one of those. So to conquer time studies, we used a stopwatch and Excel to document all of the data we collected. And then for motion analysis, we looked at videos to create third leg charts. And then for MOST analysis, we did videos, and we used that to create index values. And then for work sampling, we used statistics. And then for process maps, we used Visio to create charts, and we created those using observations that we made while we were there. And then for the flow process charts, we used a stopwatch and also used that to create a chart. So for the first one we did a time study. So we wanted to uncover how long it took for the drink to be waited on before it was made, and then how long the drink actually took to make. We used 3 different variables. We used espresso and non-espresso because we didn't know if the espresso machine would be a factor because of how long it takes to make. And then we did the size of the drink, and we also did in-person versus mobile because we weren't sure how that was prioritized in their system. We found out that mobile orders are taken just as in-person orders. It's right next to the cash register, and as soon as they come in, they get put on cups and get put into the barista queue just as an in-person order would.
Another analysis that we did is the motion analysis. We did 2, one for espresso and one for non-espresso. This is just a glimpse of the one for espresso, but both of them, the full motion analysis will be in the final report. There were 52 Therbligs in total. The left hand had more ineffective Therbligs than the right hand. There were 34 ineffective in the left hand and then 16 ineffective in the right hand. And the main issue I saw with the motion analysis was that there are a lot of avoidable delays, but there are also a lot of unavoidable delays because the espresso machine takes a really long time to process the coffee beans and then distribute the coffee into the cup, and the steaming also takes a decent amount of time. So that's the main issue that I've seen in the espresso motion analysis. And then we also did a MOST analysis. We are doing a couple MOST analysis, but the one that we decided to put in the presentation is the scooping the ice into the non-espresso drinks. In the picture in the corner right there, there's the ice chest, and the task included walking 3 steps to the ice chest from where they were standing with the drink, planning out what to make. So you had to walk 3 steps to the ice chest. You had to bend slightly to push it over because it is lower on their counters, and you had to grasp the ice scooper and scoop the ice into the cup. And the sum of the index values that we calculated were 14, and then adding that into the time value, we got 5.04 seconds as our time value for this MOST analysis.
We also did the work sampling analysis for 1 week period on 2 machines, and it involves so many multiple tasks. Also involves multiple subjects, but not just one repetitive task. For the categories, we did being set up, and we did running machines. Also, finally, we did the machine idle time. And for satisfy the requirement, we did a 95 confidence interval with plus minus 15% accuracy, so that we estimate the sample size will be around like 400 drinks. But since we only did 5 observations, so the confidence interval should be like lower than the 95 percentage.
So this is the current layout for Starbucks. As you can see, there's not a lot of space for all the workers to be there. While we were observing them, the most people that we ever saw in the workspace was 7, and so they were bumping into each other a lot, which is kind of a hazard because they're carrying hot drinks. In addition to that, they have a lot of equipment out on the counters that they don't usually use. For example, down here they have a grinder and a brewer that were maybe only used once in the 4 hours of observations that we conducted. They have a lot of clutter out on the counter. Over here they have coffee beans just sitting in jars. They have to-go supplies that don't get used. They have trash cans that they don't use because they use other ones instead. And the kitchen is very long shaped, and so it's, when they have hot food, it has to go to the ovens, and then they hand it out at the counters down at the bottom. So whoever's working with the food has to carry it all the way through there and walk through people that are trying to make drinks.
Alright, so this is the flow diagram for espresso-based drinks and non-espresso-based drinks. You can see that espresso-based drinks are faster because most of the work is done in the espresso station before they move it over to put the lid on and go to the sink to add water or anything and then bring it to the drop-off station. When non-espresso based drinks, they have to get ice, they have to go back, add steam with more finishing touches and go to the sink, and then finally, after adding a lid, they put it to the drop-off station. It requires more movement across the stations. And for the process map, this is the flow of the material from the cashier all the way to the customer. You can see on the top here is espresso-based drinks, and on the bottom is non-espresso-based drinks. So quickly, the worker writes down the name of the cup and puts it to the station, and then you'll either go to the latte machine and then add milk and flavoring, and then steam it and add the lid and finishing touches, and then such as whipped cream and everything, and then put it to the customer, or it'll go to the bottom where they add ice or cold brew, then also milk and pumps and flavoring, and add ice and then lid and to the customer. The flow process chart differs from the diagram, such as it also starts from the cashier and all the way goes down to moving it for the customer to pick it up in the station, but it also has symbols such as the tasks as operations, moves, and delays. And also we took time using a stopwatch, and using this we can analyze where we can cut off time and which parts are less effective, such as a cup waiting for just a barista to be ready. So using this we can cut time and improve our processes.
So our suggestions for improvement for Starbucks, we have a couple of them. The first one is we could try and devise a better layout that will be in the final paper. Our suggestion would be to do espresso drinks on one side of the work area and non-espresso drinks on the other side of the work area. That way their paths can kind of stay separate and they won't be running into each other as much. We would also suggest assign a little bit more worker responsibility. While we were observing, a lot of the workers would go from being cashier to barista and then cleaning or restocking. So we think it would kind of work better for them if during a shift they would just kind of stick with one job, and then they wouldn't have to worry about switching between jobs and putting on aprons and having to wash their hands after working the trash. We also think they should implement some sort of 5S methods. As you can see in the pictures, they have a lot of clutter out on the counters with coffee beans and in between the espresso machines where they keep all their cups and stuff. So if they had a designated spot to put all these items, then there wouldn't be as much space on the counter, or there'd be more space on the counter, so they'd have more space to work.
And that's everything. And if you have any questions, please just email us.